Good morning, y'all. Good morning. I know it's early. I don't normally get up until like 4 something, but I am awake. So I might as well get on here and say hi to everybody. Thank you for the likes. Y'all, it's cold out here today. It's colder than it was yesterday. It's colder than it was yesterday, but like I said, I'm okay in the car. These hand warmers, I put them on my feet and my hands. I put two on my feet, and then I put one. I keep one for my hand on my body. But it does wonders. It does wonders. These hand warmers really hit the freaking spot. Oh, thank you. You ain't ready for part two. I like your name. It's pretty cool. I like when people have unique names for their channels. It's pretty cool. But thank you. I appreciate it. I just wanted to come on here and say thank you to Sarah. Someone named Sarah had sent me a donation yesterday, and I did acknowledge it, and I do thank you very much. Thank you, Sarah. I'm in the car. So this is my third night sleeping in my car. If you guys know my story, I was kicked out of the homeless shelter the other day. So here I am. And I'm in my car and I'm okay. I'm a little uncomfortable here and there, but for the most part, it's not so bad. I did get up to use the bathroom not too long ago. And ever since then, I kind of like can't really go back to sleep. So I was like, let me just run a live stream, get my live stream out of the way. It is cold out here. And it's cold now, but I can only imagine like in the next month or so what it's going to be like out here in these streets for people. So I'm grateful to have a car, man. It's an uncomfortable situation. It's not the best, but I'm glad to have this. It's better to have something than have nothing. But I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for rooting for me too. I know that better days are coming for me. I keep having my faith and I keep waking up with a positive mindset. That's the only thing that's going to get me through this. I'm grateful for the family. I call people my family on here that I'm building on this thing. So people are really rooting for me and people are supportive. Have you considered one of those jumpstart batteries? It's allow you to run electricity in your car while your car is off. No. Oh, you talking about one of those standalone ones that you can get from like Walmart or somewhere, and you could connect it to your car if your battery dies. One of those. I might have to get one. I do have a little battery in my car. What is it called? It's called a I forget. I got one of those batteries that you could like charge your laptops and stuff with. I have a what is it called? I forget the name of it. A lot of those hikers, not hikers, but a lot of the van life people, the people that live in their cars, they have it. I'm just looking at it now. I do have a. I'm trying to turn the light on so I can see it. I do have a Jackery, so that's something I do have. So I got a Jackery for my car, but I know I want to get something else. Like one of those standalone batteries. I've seen people use those to charge their cars, like when their car battery dies. You talking about one of those? So I might have to get one of those too. How much do you think I can get one of those for? Maybe like $100. I might need one of those too because God forbid if my battery dies or something in my car, I could just jump it and keep moving. But yeah, I might have to get one of those too. I'm trying to get everything I can get to use just in case anything ever happens. I don't plan on being in this car too long. I might have to stay in it tonight again, but like I said, the guy at the shelter, there was a guy at my shelter, he got kicked out too. And he was telling me about, he gave me a number to a place that it's like another shelter place. So I'm going to go see about that because it's too cold out here to be out here every night. I mean, I'm grateful and stuff, but, I can't keep affording, to spend a lot of money on these hand warmers and foot warmers. Those things, after a time, they get to be expensive. So, and I don't believe that you could use these hand warmers like over and over again. I think you could just kind of use them one time and then that's it. But they work good, though. I'm not going to lie. They work really good. Oh, it lets you run electricity in your car while your car is off. I might have to consider. I was thinking about getting me another Jackery, like a bigger size. Um, because the jackery I have like a mini jackery. Like I can't use this jackery to like iron my clothes. Like I need something bigger because I need to have access to like ironing clothes when I'm out on the road, because sometimes I go in the gym and iron my clothes, but sometimes I get these weird looks from people when I'm ironing my clothes. So yeah. Hey, how you doing, Joe Jets? About 200, you can get one that will play a TV, microwave. Oh, really? Okay, I might have to get me one of those then. Yep, yep, yep. But I'm okay. I had a good night. I'm up early because I'm not really comfortable, but for the most part, it's okay. These hand warmers do a really, really good job on keeping your hands and feet warm. So it kind of worked. It's working, it's working, it's working. So tomorrow I'm going to call that number and see if I can get into that other place. But the other place, it's in the same area, and I wish it was like something closer to my job. So good morning, Joe Jets. How are you? How you been doing? But these hand warmers work amazing. Oh God, I can't believe that they're so good. But I can't keep affording to buy these all the time either. So, but they're so good. And sometimes they be too damn hot. That's why I see why they say don't leave these on your skin. Don't leave them on your skin, because I left them on my skin the other night, and then I woke up and I was like on fire. Like my body was burning really bad. So, oh, you have a solar generator. That's great. Oh no, I don't have a generator. Somebody was telling me to get one of those like car battery jump starter things. Yeah, I got kicked out of the shelter, Long Beach. Oh God, they kicked me out the other night. I think I overstayed my welcome. So yeah, they don't keep people long in a shelter. That I just figured they put me out because I don't utilize it. Like, you know, I'm never there because I work a full-time job, and I don't eat the meals because I'm never there because I'm always out working. So I believe I was kind of useless to them. I think with their donations and whatever, wherever they get money from, I wasn't signing those papers like saying I ate dinner, I ate breakfast, I ate dinner. I think the people that are more valuable to them are the ones that are on welfare, the ones that are on SSI, SSD. I wasn't giving them anything. I was just using their bed. So I think they made up some silly excuse to let me go. Yeah, I do have a jackery. I have a jackery. Yep. I have a jackery, but I have a mini. It's a mini jackery. It's the smallest one that you could buy, but I'm thinking about upgrading and get me a bigger one. So they do have another shelter. I ran into this guy, right? This dude that I went to high school with, and he's pretty cool. Nice, really nice guy. He's in the shelter too, right? He was in the shelter that I was in. And I ran into this dude yesterday, and I'm like, yo, I haven't seen you or whatever. He was like, man, I got kicked out too. I was like, what? So I was like, I guess it's kick out season for people. And it sucks, man. It really sucks the way they did it. They're just really, really bad people. Like, it sucks, man. I just think that I wasn't signing up to eat meals. I wasn't one of those women that was in there. Like, I was actually a working person. And I think that really was to my detriment to me, because there was no benefit for them. I think what benefits them more in their donations and money that they get from like the government or state, or, you know, I know they get big time money from other local businesses, and, you know, people support shelters. A lot of people that got money be supporting shelters. So I don't think me being a body there was detrimental to them, because I didn't participate in anything. I just slept there. So I think they wanted to have more active women that were like not doing nothing with their lives. I think they benefit more from those people. So they end up saying, you know, you just kind of wore out your welcome here, and you got to move on to the next. Yeah, it sucks. It was embarrassing too. Like, and the staff members there, the ratchet women, people that look just like me, put me out in the middle of the night. I was coming home from work one night, and it was like 10:30, and yeah, she was like, well, she did say I could stay the night. She said you can stay the night, but Sunday you have to leave. I don't feel like, this is a fit for you here or whatever. And I just looked at her like, huh? Like, I just left work. I'm trying to get myself on my feet. I'm trying to get another job. Like, I know I just sleep here, but I'm still doing what I have to do. I'm not bothering nobody. I'm staying low key. I'm just to myself. I barely even speak to people. Like, you know what I'm saying? The stuff the girls be doing around there. It seemed like they honor the drug addicts, the fiends, the people that's tweaking out. Those are the ones that seem to be getting the help from y'all more. Like, they stay, you know what I mean? So, but somebody told me don't get comfortable in there, and I didn't. But I was comfortable in my little bed, my little area. I was comfortable. So yeah, man, I'm back out to square one. I'm like Joe Jets. Thank God I have a job. Thank God I have a job, and thank God I have a car. So I've been in my car, like this is the third night that I've been in my car, and I'm okay. Like, I'm okay. I'm not complaining. I'm not. I mean, a few times I cried. I've shed a few tears. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm a woman and I'm emotional. So I don't sit here and act like this doesn't bother me. It does, but I'm pretty much like do what I got to do type of woman. Do what you got to do to get by, and yeah, that's life. That's what's going on right now. Good morning, Caesar. How are you? So that's the tea, Mr. Joe Jets. That's what you missed the last couple of days or so. So I'm back out here, and it's cold, man. Like, it was colder. It's colder tonight than it was last night. But like I said, I'm y'all know I get on the road at like 5 a.m. in the morning. I get on the road and start headed to the gym, go get me some coffee. So now I'm not in the shelter. I have nowhere to brush my teeth. So I just go to the Planet Fitness, brush my teeth, and just get started for my day. Go start my workout, go stretch, do what I got to do. I got to go to work today. So I'm back to work. My 2 days are over. So I got to go back to go get that money. I'm going to call that number today, that one of my friends. So yeah, a guy that was at the shelter, the men are downstairs, the women are upstairs or whatever. So it was a guy in there that he was like, hey, he called my name. I was like, hey, what's going on? He was like, you remember me from high school? This guy I went to high school with, a black dude. He was like, you remember me from high school? I was like, oh, yeah, man. What's up? What's up? How you doing? So he was like, man, I'm in here. I was like, yeah, I'm in here too. Welcome. You just never know what happens in your life where you can end up in a place like that, like in a shelter. So I'm not judging him, looking down on him or anything. Sometimes life just happens to people. You lose stuff. Sometimes a lot of people end up in bad relationships. You could get yourself messed up in drugs and alcohol. But he was telling his story about how he kind of got trapped in like a bad relationship with a woman, and he was alcoholic and so was she. And he had a business. He was in HVAC and stuff like that, because I used to see him on Facebook or whatever. So he was like in HVAC. He had a successful career. It looks like he was making pretty decent money, working for himself, had his little work truck and everything. But life just crashed. Shit happens, man. As long as you can do something to, like, say, okay, I have to do something different now. This didn't work out, so let me better my life and do something for myself to better my situation. That's all we can do, is try to do better for ourselves. No need to sit around feeling sorry for yourself. We have to do better. Like, that's all you can do in life. So I'm not sitting here judging him. But the people that be in the shelter that be sitting here doped out on crack and stuff, I'm looking at them side eye, yeah, because they putting me out when I'm a working body. But see, I didn't put nothing into the shelter. That's probably what they looking at. Like, well, we're not getting nothing from you. Because when you come into the shelter, when they do your intake, you know what an intake is. Like when you go to a doctor, get your physical, they ask you all kind of questions. So when you go into a shelter, they ask you a whole bunch of questions. And one question they do ask you, do you get food stamps? Because I think they tap into that, the government assistance, like whatever you're getting from like social services or whatever, they can tap into that too and take something from somewhere. They can take something from something that you get, whatever benefit you're getting from the government. And I don't get anything from the government. I do get Medicaid. That's about it. But I don't get food stamps or nothing like that. So, they couldn't really tap into me the way they wanted to. I was just like a body in there, but I was a, working person. I used to get encouragement from people like, Dad, it's great that you're working. You're the only one in here working. They used to say stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, I am. I don't have a choice. No money's going to come no other way. And I'm not going to just lose everything. And, I could get, welfare is only going to give you like $300 or $400 a month. That ain't no money. You might as well work a full-time job. At least you'll get more money than $300-$400 a month. That's ridiculous. There were people in there smoking crack. Yeah, they boot me. Yeah, there's a lady in there. She used to be tweaking out. She would only tweak out like once a week, I noticed. I noticed what she was doing. Drinking. She would come in smelling like alcohol. So I guess whenever she couldn't get her dope that she wanted, she would, get whatever. Some people that get high, they just get whatever they can get, pills. And you could tell some nights when she was on, you could tell when she was on one. So I didn't judge her. I just said in my heart, like, sis, you need to go to rehab. That's where you need to go. So one night she was tweaking out so bad that she was bumping this girl's bed. So it was this like lesbian type chick in there, right? She jumped up in the middle of the night. She was like, "Yo, what the f? You keep knocking into my bed. What the f? What the f? You keep knocking into my bed." So she ran into the office. She went right to the office and told the staff member. And the staff member just came back, and the lady got herself together. She got herself together because she know they could put her out or whatever. So she got herself together. But you know what? Those staff members, they know that she a fiend. They know they know she's a drug addict. So the lady came in there, the staff member came in there, and she was kind of like acting like, "You okay? What's going on? You need to go to the hospital," like feeding into the bullshit. They know she a dope fiend. So, "You okay?" The white lady's like, "I got a headache." No, you're fiend out. That's what the problem is. You's a fiend. You need to go to rehab. They need to stop. They need to stop. Honoring y'all in these shelters. This shelter is not an AA place. This shelter is not a drug rehabilitation center. That's where you need to be. And I said the sad part is a lot of people will go to shelters to overdose. A lot of them will overdose in those shelters. Thank God I've never witnessed anything like that. But I'm like, as a woman in there trying to get her life back together, you see that. I don't want to see that. I don't get high. That's not my lifestyle. I don't want to see you getting up tweaking. Now, if I want to see that, I might as well go to some inner city and go to the hood, and you see a lot of tweakers everywhere. But, but that's what you saw in shelters. Yeah, life does take wild turns, man. It's just up to us to try to make it better, man. And that's what I'm doing for my life. Like, I made mistakes and I did things wrong, but I'm still a good person, and I still deserve to have things. But when you lose stuff, it's harder to get it back. Like, it's harder to get housing now for me, but I know that it's still possible. It's still possible. Yeah. So success in life is all about adjustments. Yep. Yes, it is. Good morning, nomadic hustler. How you doing? Good morning. How's it going? How's it going? I usually don't be on live this early. I usually get on live about 5 o'clock, but since I'm not in the shelter anymore, and I'm out in the elements. That's what I call it, being out in the elements. I figured the term. It's like a fancy term that people use when they're like, van life people. We're out in the elements, meaning we're out in these streets. So I'm out in the elements. I've been out in the elements now for about 3 days, and it's colder tonight than it was last night. So I got up to use the bathroom, and then I'm like, well, I can't really go back to sleep because I'm not really comfortable sleeping like this with my seat down or whatever. I usually sleep in the back of my car, but I didn't make that comfortable enough for me yet. On Friday, I'm going to go get me a mattress topper, because I had a mattress topper before, but when I moved my storage, you had to let some things go. So I let my mattress topper go. I think I threw it away. And I got to buy me another one. Because I didn't think that I would be in this car again. But here I am. You know what I mean? I didn't think I would be in this car again. But here I am. So I had a good live stream last night before I went to sleep. The apartment complex that I was in last night, I'm not in now. I moved myself. Because the apartment complex over there seemed like they had too many lights. It was too many lights coming into my car. So I'm like, I can't sleep like this. I can't sleep like this. So I needed to go to another apartment complex that didn't have so many lights outside. So I got to sleep in comfortability. I might be a little chilly, but no lights. I can't sleep with the lights in my eyes, child. So I do have 2 locations that I normally frequent. So I went to this other location. It's a little bit more lower key over here, and it's like not a lot of street lights going on. So, but I don't see myself in this car maybe a couple more nights, because I got to get into this other shelter that this guy, one of my friends that was in the other shelter that I was in, he was telling me about it. He gave me a number. He said, yo, call her, and that's the shelter too. They'll take you in. So I was like, okay. So I'm going to see if I can call them this morning and see what they can do for me. Maybe I can go there tonight when I get off of work, because I got to go to work and I get off at 9 o'clock at night, which since I get off at 9, I probably find myself literally sleeping in my car. I see myself sleeping in my car probably the next couple of nights. I'm prepared and I'm ready for it. It is what it is. Yeah, I'm out in the Wild West. I see the bears and the cougars running around, and the wolves are out here. You don't hear the wolves howling? I'm out in the woods, man. I slept last night. I was fine. It's a little, I woke up to use the bathroom and now I'm up because I can't go back to sleep. Because I'm not really that comfortable. I'm sleeping in my front seat and I never sleep in my front seat. Before, when it was like summertime, I was sleeping in my car. I slept in the back. Like I had the back down, but I didn't get to that point where I was ready to fix my bed back there yet. Because I don't see myself sleeping in this car. Maybe I might be in this car for a week, maybe. So I don't know. But I have other options. I did call around some shelters. One of the shelters that's a little closer to my job had said that they will call me back. So they have to do like an intake. It's like basically do like a background check on me and make sure I'm not like a criminal that just robbed the bank. So they're going to call me, or I'm going to call them tomorrow too to see what's going on with that. If I can get there, I want to go there. And if I have to go back to this other shelter that's closer to the other shelter that I was put out of, I'm going to go there. And I asked the guy, he was like, it's like an auditorium. I said, hey, I don't care what it is, as long as I'm not out in the cold. As long as I'm not out in the cold, and long as I'm safe, I don't know if they will allow us to shower there. I don't know. So I have to just see what's going on with it. And I'm going to be okay. I'm taking everything by stride. I need to start a consistent schedule. I've been rattled lately. 8 a.m. start for me tomorrow. Yeah. What are you doing up so early? 8 a.m. for start for work. You better get to sleep. Drizzy Goat, how you doing? I haven't seen you in a little bit. Yeah, man, I'm out in the wild, wild west. But I'm in a decent area, so, ma'am, I'm 25 and my mom's pregnant. Please pray for her. You said you're 25 and your mom is pregnant? Oh my God, I send her some prayers. I hope I hope she's healthy with everything. Please pray for his mother, everyone. Hello, you are cool to listen to. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I just talk about my life. I come here and talk about my homeless situation. I was evicted out of my apartment in 2023, and I've been out in the elements ever since. Well, I haven't been like homeless in the streets. I stayed with family members. It didn't work out. I stayed with a friend of mine's. It didn't work out. I just know now that being homeless for like 2 years, I need to have my own. I need to have my own stuff. I can't stay with family. I'm not doing that route again with staying with people. It just never works. So it's easier for me to just have my own stuff. And that's what I'm working towards, getting my own stuff again. Yeah, I made a lot of mistakes. I really did. I screwed up my own damn life. And now I'm trying to come back and fix it. And sometimes when you screw up and then you got to go back and try to fix your life, it takes a while to get there because it's hard. It's hard because we're living in such a cold world that nobody really gives a damn about you out here. You got to figure it out on your own. And if you have the opportunity to have someone that love you, like your wife, your girlfriend, your man, if you have a love connection and someone loves you, man, be grateful for that, because a lot of people don't have that. Lost powers when I cut my long hair. I'm not doing that again. You're jobless. You said you were getting up by 8. Are you trying to look for a job, or you just can't find one? Thank God I have a full-time job. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for everything, man. I don't like being in this situation. Like, I would rather be in the shelter for sure, because the shelter is warm. But, and I didn't mind following rules. The shelter comes with rules, right? There's rules that you got to follow, and I follow every rule, and they kick me out, but they don't kick the drug addict chick out that's getting high. Like I said, they're getting some kind of benefits for the welfare recipients and the people that's getting disability. I think they're cutting into their money somehow. They're getting some kind of something. And I'm never there, so I never eat breakfast there, barely ever. I never eat lunch. I never really eat dinner. I would eat dinner there every now and again. I would. But I got off work, like, even if I got off work at 5 o'clock, I have to be back to the shelter by 4 to have dinner. And that just didn't work because of my schedule. Man, they didn't care. They didn't look at me as like, they looked at me like, oh, man, we ain't getting nothing from her. Let's get rid of her. She's not giving us anything. We're not getting no benefits or anything from her. So let's kick her ass out. And that's just what they did. And it was emotional. I cried. I didn't cry in front of their face. I didn't want them to see me crying. But when I left the shelter, I was boohooing. Not boohooing, but I shed some tears. I like, yo, I'm sick of this crap. But I tell you what, this makes me strong for like next time. Like, I don't care what, by whatever means necessary, wherever I find myself at, that rent going to be paid, and I'm never going to get evicted again. And I didn't get evicted due to non-payment of rent anyway, so it wasn't like a financial thing. It was something else. I violated my lease, it was a lease violation. And that's where I keep it at. I don't really tell too much about what happened. I know I talk about my life and I talk about my homeless journey, and that's what I pretty much talk about. I don't really talk about anything else that's going on in my life because it's like, I have a private side as well, even though I'm very vocal and I talk about my homelessness. But that's what I do over here. I just talk about it to like encourage someone else. Like, listen, if this is you, it's a lot of people right now that come to my channel and they say, hey, I'm homeless. I live in my car, or I'm homeless and I don't even have a car. Some people, like, they stay in an abandoned house, or, people going through it out here. And I want to talk about it. We got to talk about it. We have to talk about it. Everything is not always peaches and cream. The stuff that we see on social media now is like they're pushing this fabulous life, right? Oh, everything's perfect. Oh, when you get on YouTube, you got to have a full face of makeup on. Man, I be coming here looking like a straight up homeless hobo woman, and I don't care. As long as when I go to work, I look professional enough to do my job, I don't care what people perceive me at on social media. I'm not here looking for a man. I'm not here looking for anything. I'm just trying to spread the word and say, hey, this is my life. I'm telling my story, and I want to continue to talk about this and continue to talk about homelessness, because one day I won't be in this situation, right? Even though it seems like every day being in this situation, it seems like everything's going by slow, things are dragging, and I'm not getting anywhere. That's what it feels like. But I'm every day that I wake up, I'm getting closer and closer to, finding me something again for myself, finding me stability, finding me a house, a home, even if it's an extended stay. But like I said, I need to have that money to be able to pay for that extended stay, because I do have a car payment. And the car payment is the thing that's actually in my way. So yeah, I mean, you'll be okay, Drizzy. You just got to keep moving forward. Things happen fast when they don't when they do happen. Yeah, life is something. Life is really something else, isn't it? It could be really crappy, but then, and the holidays are coming up, and that's even hard because I really don't care about no freaking fake holidays, man. I don't really care about these fake ass holidays. Thanksgiving, I'll probably be sitting right here in my car. My sisters and them will probably be doing stuff like trying to invite me over. I mean, I probably will go because Thanksgiving, child, we think it's cold now. Thanksgiving is going to be real cold out here. But, I keep saying I'm not going to go with my family for Thanksgiving, but I guess it would be smart to go. And I don't really want to go. I don't feel like, I feel like everybody in my family knows my situation and nobody's helping me. And that's the problem that I have. Like, I'm not saying that they legally have to, like, they don't have to help me with anything, but it just sucks because I wouldn't treat them like that. If the shoe were on the other foot, I couldn't see my brother out in these streets by himself. I couldn't see my sister sleeping in a car by herself. I couldn't be the one to, I would be like, sis, come on home. Like, let's see what we can do to help each other. And I have a job, so I'm bringing something to the table. I'm going to be helping you pay bills. I'm not going to just be thinking I'm going to sit in your house for free, living off the hog. And then some people will come here and say, that's your family. I would, they should take you in and not charge you anything until you can get on your feet. But, most people want money. And you should have to help. You should help out where you live for sure. But, everybody don't give a damn about you like that, That's how life goes, man. Life can be so screwed up and, so just, uh, life can be really fucked up, man. But I take everything in stride and I say, guess what? Well, I'm here now, but I won't be like this forever. Timothy Ward. Oh, yeah, I watch him. I like him. That's my buddy. I like Timothy Ward. Yep, I watch him a lot. I'm subscribed to him. I've been subscribed to him for like 2 years. I like his life. I love his lifestyle where he's able to move around and, travel, and he's doing a good thing here on YouTube because he has a big following and a lot of people like him. His personality is just, and the way he be the outdoorsy stuff. I love when he's like, I think right now he's in Colorado. I think he's in Colorado. I think he's in Colorado, or he might be in the Smokies. I'm not sure where he's at. But wherever he's at is always a beautiful background and stuff. But yeah, I like Timothy Ward. That's my buddy. I watch him a lot. Good morning. How you doing, Alexandria Bailey? How you doing? Yeah, that's cool. I watched him during the pandemic. It's been a while since I've seen him. He's a wise man. Yeah, I like him a lot. That's my buddy. I like his nomadic life, how he's able to travel and, he works when he wants to work. And I think right now he does have a job. Like he finds these odd end jobs. He's working at hotels but I think he's at the point where he makes a lot of money on YouTube now that he probably don't even need a job, to be honest. But I like his lifestyle, that like nomadic life where you could just live free. When you build a platform on any social media and you're consistent with what you're doing and you're waking up every day putting into it, you can get stuff out of social media. Like I put into social media, like this channel grew pretty fast. I guess due to my topic and due to the fact that I nourish this every day. Like I come on live every single day. I talk, I communicate with people, let people know what's going on in my life, and I also talk about a very controversial subject, which is homelessness. Homelessness in America, evictions, being kicked out, family putting you out. Like I talk about these things that a lot of people are interested in hearing about because people can relate. You know what I'm saying? They can relate to fake ass family members. They can relate. People want to hear things that are like relatable. They don't want to hear that whole, oh, go buy you a house and make all your furniture white and just live the cookie cutter lifestyle. And, so there's some trending topics on social media that people are interested in hearing about. My situation, I used to watch homeless content all the time. I started watching like van life stuff. Van life dwelling, van dwelling. Oh, I live in my car. Even though some of those people that say they live in their car, they don't live in their car. Some people just do it for views and stuff, my situation is for real. I'm living in my car, and for now, hopefully tonight, I don't have to stay in this car. But yeah, I'm up because I had to use the bathroom, but I can't really go back to sleep. So I told you guys that I would run a live stream for like an hour and then I would try to get myself to the gym. Not try, but I am. So I'm going to but this is like around the time that I would get up at the shelter anyway. If I was in the shelter at 4:30, I try to get up, get my teeth brushed and get myself on the road. So the good thing is I'm close to my job. I don't have to go too far away from my job. And I like to start being on the road before people get on the road, before the crazies get out there. So I'm about to get up and fold my blanket up, heat my car up, and we about to go to Wawa, go brush my teeth, and find me some a nice thing of coffee. Cause now at Wawa, y'all, they have they have the holiday coffee now. I forget what it's called. So when I get into Wawa, I'm gonna show y'all. It's really good. I had some yesterday. That new holiday coffee is nice. It's pretty nice. So I'm gonna fold up my blankets, and y'all, we're gonna be heat up this car, and I'm getting on the way so I can go to the gym and do my hour cardio and stuff like that. People love to hear the real, especially because the economy is jacked up and many people losing their housing. Yeah, people like to tune into this. I mean, some people tune in because they're curious. Some people tune in because they're nosy. Some people tune in because they're in the same situation, or people tune in because they want to hear real stuff. I don't have any reason. I mean, a lot of people that say that they're homeless, some of them are not homeless. So some people are just doing it for views. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not that type of person, man. I don't have no reason to come on here and lie. I'm too old to be sitting up here lying to anybody about stuff, trying to make believe things. You know what I mean? And I didn't look at my channel as, oh, I'm going to share my homeless journey so I can make some money. I didn't even look at it as that. I really started this because I wanted to talk about what I'm going through, because someone else may be going through it. And there's a lot of people that come here and say, hey, I'm homeless too. Oh my God, I'm homeless too. You're helping out. You're helping the world because you're talking about it. And I'm really homeless. You know what I mean? So I was really in a shelter. I really got kicked out of the shelter. Like everything I'm saying has really happened to me. But I keep my head up, man. I still be having a smile on my face. I don't really be sitting around here like, I might cry sometimes. Like, I do shed some tears because, I'm an emotional person, but I shed tears. But guess what? I get right back up the next day and keep going. I'm going to be at that job. I'm going to be at work. 34, I think you are. No, I'm not 37. I'm in my 40s. I'm an old head, honey. But I had a YouTube channel. I have another YouTube channel that I don't use right now. And that's the YouTube channel when I started social media. But that channel was more like I wanted to like, oh, I want to get on YouTube and I want to make some money. I looked at it as I just want to make some money and see if I can get monetized and stuff. But I didn't put in the effort that I put into this channel. Like I put into this channel literally every day. Literally I put into this channel every day. So it grew pretty fast because I put the time in, I put the time in to run my live streams every single day to connect with my viewers and connect with people and talk to people. And I couldn't, this was different, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm really like living this life, you know what I'm saying? My other channel was kind of different because it was like all over the place. I had my apartment. I was, working jobs. I didn't put in the time that I put into this now. So this channel right here is different. It's a different thing for me. What's your thoughts on people losing SNAP benefits for November? It's sad. My thoughts about that is sad. Unfortunately, I don't get SNAP benefits, but I don't like the fact that people are making videos about, people are laughing about it. A lot of people, all walks of life, get SNAP benefits. I was somewhere the other day and I heard a whole bunch of white guys, and they were white young boys. They were on SNAP benefits. So everybody thinks SNAP benefits, oh, it's just black people or Spanish people. Man, there's so many people on SNAP benefits. There's people that get benefits on SNAP that you wouldn't even know that get them. So I don't unfortunately get SNAP benefits. I can get them, but I just never went down to the office and like had time to actually go there to do the process. But I'm going to get them for next month because on my next day off, I'm going right back down to the government building. I'm going to apply for SNAP. But I have no problem with people getting it. Like, but the people that's, abusing the system, those are the ones that should be like, you should be working, you should be doing something with your life to try to better yourself. But there's nothing wrong with people getting SNAP benefits. But the people that, doing the stuff that's crazy with their benefits, selling them for drugs and doing all that stuff. No, those are the people that I have a problem with. But for the most part, it's sad, but it's not really affecting me because I pay for food. So, but I have been on SNAP benefits mostly all my life. I always was able to get SNAP benefits if I needed them. I just go apply and I could get them. And use SNAP benefits to buy food, there's nothing wrong with that. But the people that's abusing the system, yes, it's something definitely wrong with that. But I don't know. I don't necessarily like a lot of people are saying that people could starve. Like I really don't believe that a lot of people are going to starve not having their benefits for 1 month. But I mean, I don't know. Cause me, when I was living in my apartment, I always made sure I had like beans and stuff. I always had things that, if money got funny, I was still able to make something. Like my dad taught us how to make beans and, a big pot of beans with some neck bones in it. And, I know how to survive, man. Peanut butter and jelly is a good meal to have. Like I know how to survive. I'm not gonna be out here starving. Always make sure you got yourself some stuff in your cupboard, like macaroni noodles. Make sure you have certain things that you can reach for when times get tough. You have to be resilient. Make sure you always have those things in your house like eggs. Make sure you always have some milk. Make sure you always have butter, cheese. Because if you don't have no money, if you got these components like some powder, the pancake mix, make sure you always have flour. Certain things in your household you should have because when times get hard, at least you can go back to those things that you should have anyway in your refrigerator. Certain things you should always have in your refrigerator because you can make a meal. If you broke and ain't got no money, if you got some eggs, you can make some eggs. So it's always a lot of things that you can have in your cupboards. I always make sure I had milk, bread, cheese, eggs. I always make sure I had grits. Make sure I always had like oatmeal, the rolling oats. I always make sure I had certain staples in my house. Always make sure I had pancake mix. Always make sure I had syrup. Because when times got hard, make sure you always got like ramen noodles. Make sure you always have pasta. Because when you go to the food banks, and I've been to the food bank, I used to be a food bank person. When times got really tough for me, I would go to the food bank. And the food bank gives you a lot of like pasta. They give you a lot of rice. I always make sure I used to go to Sam's Club and get this big it was a big bag of rice. It was I love jasmine rice, so I always would go get this big old thing of jasmine rice, and I think it was like $25 for this big thing, but it would last me probably like a couple of months, maybe 6 months, maybe even a year. So I would go get the jasmine rice. Like, we have to get things in our household that we know that we can stretch. You know what I'm saying? Because shoot, times are hard out here. Sometimes you got to put down the plate, change your diet. The meats are too expensive, so you might have to go vegan or something. You know what I'm saying? You might have to eat a meal tonight that consists nothing but vegetables. Vegetables are fairly cheap and inexpensive. If you got some vegetables in your freezer and you have go get some avocados. That's what I did the other day. I cut up some avocados and I ate avocados and I had a frozen bag of rice. Listen, one thing I know how to do is survive, baby. I know how to survive, honey. So you ain't gonna never catch me out here starving. Ever. I know how to survive. But some people don't really know, like, the basics of things that we need to survive on. Yeah, I love beans. My dad used to always make a pot of beans with like some neck bones or turkey necks in it, you know. So I used to always love that. He used to put it in a crock pot. Well, I'm a crock pot cooker. I love a crock pot. So, but yeah, I'm pulling out from the place and nobody bothered me, darling. I was here before. This is not a new location to me. I was here in the summertime. When I stayed in my car in the summer, I stayed in my car for I stayed in my car in the summertime for like 33 days, and then I went to the shelter that ended up kicking me out. So I've been in my car before, but I have never been in my car when it was cold though. You know what I mean? So that's what I wasn't in my car. What the heck is that? I've never stayed in my car during the like the fall and winter months because it's cold out here. So, but I'm making it work. Like, I'm doing what I gotta do. Somebody was like in the chat. The girl was like, "Go get some of them those hand warmer things." And I was like, you know what? Let me go get those. And they're nice because my feet are still the hand warmers are still working. Like, those hand warmers literally last like 10 hours because they're still in my socks right now, and then the hand warmers are still warm, so they definitely work well. So I tell anybody, listen, if you lost, you homeless, you got to stay in your car. You better get those hand warmers. Those hand warmers work. They work wonders. They really do work wonders. So it's good to have the warmers. So I'm back in the area that I used to stay in when I stayed in my car in the summertime. Like I said, I only stayed in my car for like 33 days. And having to stay in your car in the summer is a lot different than staying in your car when it's cold out here. I'm surviving, right? I'm living, but when it's winter, even though we don't even get like really crazy winters that we used to get where I'm living at anymore, it get cold, but it doesn't get cold like it used to. You know what I mean? We don't get the snow and all that stuff that we used to get all crazy anymore, but it's still cold. And me, I don't like the cold, honey. I don't like the cold. So, and I guess when I get to my hour mark, I'm probably going to stop this video and I might go live before I go to work. I don't have to go to work until this afternoon, so I might do another live later. But I just wanted to do a live. I said when I get up and I get on the road, I'm going to do a live video. I used to go live anyway when I was at the shelter. Y'all know I used to go live at like 5 o'clock in the morning. Anyways, this is a thing that I just do anyway, so I'm just used to it. So I'm gonna go somewhere so I can go brush my teeth, go get me some coffee, and start my day, honey. I'm used to start, brushing my teeth at the shelter. Now I either have to go to Planet Fitness. The Planet Fitness open at 5, so they open now. No, matter of fact, it's not even 5. I forgot time went back, so it's 4:37 right now. But Planet Fitness does open at 5 o'clock, so which is nice and convenient because I had went to Planet Fitness yesterday to take a shower. So Planet Fitness, I'm telling you, is a gem if you are out on the streets. If you out on the streets and you have a way to get around, like a car. If you have a car, you rich on the streets. You know what I'm saying? Because you can get around and do stuff that you need to do. Winters can be brutal. Yeah, I've never been in my car in the winter time. Like I said, hopefully I can get into another shelter soon. Within the next couple of days, somebody will take me. So whoever's taking me, when I get off work tonight, I'm gonna go to wherever I can go if they allow me to come, and hopefully I don't have to stay in my car tonight again. But I'm thinking I probably have to stay in my car for maybe the next couple of days until something pulls through for me with a shelter or something. I'm not looking forward to it, but I'm not crying about it either. Like my life right now, it kind of is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta take it. I gotta take it how I take it, baby. Take it how I take it. Take it how I take it. Yeah, these hand warmers work so good. They get so hot. One time I had the hand warmer on my skin yesterday. When I was in the car, I had the hand warmers on my skin. And I woke up in the middle of the night and the hand warmer just got really hot and it was like burning my skin. I was like, oh my God, these things do get really hot. I forget how much it was at Walmart, but I couldn't see myself buying these all the time because they're expensive. They can be expensive. The money I put on the hand warmers is money that I can put in, eating and finding me something to eat. So I did get me a propane gas stove. I did get me a one burner stove top. So I do have that. I hope this ain't no cop. I did get me a propane one burner stove that I can use. If I could go to a park one day, I could make some oodles and noodles or something, or make like a scrambled egg. Like you can cook out here, being homeless. You just got to get the propane, and I think the propane is actually inside the box, and it's like a one burner stove thingy. So I'm using that too, honey. I can go to a park bench and use that because now it's not a lot of people out now because it's cold, so you're not gonna see a lot of people in the park. You're gonna see people in the park, but not like it would be in the summertime. So I did get me a little propane, one burner, like stovetop thing that I can use outside. So I haven't used that yet, but one day I want to go to ShopRite, maybe in the morning, and get some like boiled eggs and boil me some eggs, or make me some scrambled eggs, or I can make like oatmeal on the run. I can make. Um, you can cook out here being on the streets. You can. You just got to go to a park to do it. So there's a lot of things that we can do out here, honey. A lot of people out here cooking on the road. You see the hobos, they be cooking. They be having one guy that I watch. He's in, where's he at right now? I think he's in Colorado right now. He's out in the wilderness, the wilderness. But he be having his little frying pan and making his little eggs and everything. I was like, oh God, okay. I'm tired. I still want to go to sleep, but I gotta keep going. I want to go to sleep. I want to lay back down, but I wasn't comfortable after a while. I was just like, I got to fix my bed back there so I can actually lay down. So if I'm actually able to lay down, I'll be okay. I'll be okay if I'm able to actually like lay down and stuff like that. But this is my life, and I'm taking full advantage of keep the term keep going, sis. Keep going. Keep going. I gotta go somewhere to brush my teeth. I guess I'll go to Planet. But I feel like I want to get coffee before I go to Planet. But I don't know, y'all. I can't really get coffee unless I like brush my teeth by. I need to brush my teeth before I drink coffee. But I can actually brush my teeth on the road. I mean, I've done that before too. Just pull my car over and brush my teeth in the car, spit it out. I mean, I know it's nasty, but you gotta do what you gotta do, man. Gotta do what you gotta do. Good morning. How are you, John? What's going on? Welcome to my channel. I may have to stop at this park. Look at that moon. The moon is so pretty, so big and beautiful. I know they got a shot right up here. I might stop at the shot right to go brush my teeth and then go to Wawa, get me some coffee, get dressed, and go to the gym, baby. But I'm up early anyway. I'm normally up at the shelter at like 4:30. I try to start my day around 4:30. So This homeless life is crazy, but you know, you could do it. If you have a car, you have a better opportunity to get some stuff out the way. Having a car is everything in this lifestyle. Things are a little bit easier if you have transportation. I know that's the park that's probably closed right now. I'm at ShotRite. I'm gonna pull over here and do what I gotta do, but it looks like ShotRite has overnight employees, so there's a lot of cars out here too. ShotRite is a place I wouldn't really recommend someone like trying to do van life or staying in your car because you know they have the overnight employees and some people be watching and they might call the cop. They might have overnight security. They might have the police out here. So you just don't never know. But they definitely got it well lit. The lights are lit here. Most of these stores, like, they don't have any cars out here because there's a few cars in this lot, to be honest. There might be a few people sleeping in their car here. See a truck? Okay. It's probably a few people doing the same thing I'm doing. Probably living in their cars. I'm not saying everybody's living in their cars, but most people are living in their cars. But, yeah, man, I just try to. I'm gonna go park over here by ShotRite so I can go brush my teeth, and then I'm going to get some coffee and start my day, y'all. Good morning, everyone. I wonder what that food in there tastes like. It's a little soul food place. I'm still exhausted. I really wish I could just go back to sleep, but I gotta keep moving. I gotta keep going. I had to learn to love myself. I'm gonna park my shot right and do what needs to be done. I see a lot of cars in this parking lot, but you know, ShotRite is different. I don't think ShotRite ever has like security or whatever, but for, for the most part, I'm gonna do what needs to be done, baby. I'm gonna do what needs to be done, okay? What are you guys up to today? Y'all going to work? Everybody up getting ready for work? Like, what are you guys doing? I know it's a work week, so I know most people are getting ready for that job. For that job, I understand. Yeah, car helps tremendously. Yes, it does. Thank God for one. Thank God for it. I hear something. It's a sprayer. So I'm gonna get my bags out and I'm gonna brush my teeth and I'm gonna go to get me some coffee. I might get coffee after I work out, but I'm definitely going to the gym in a few minutes. Cause y'all know that gym, that's my routine. We're gonna go get a workout in. The good thing about me being out of the shelter is I'm closer to my job. So that kind of works out. It helps me with gas, you know what I mean? I can save a couple extra dollars on gas in my situation. Save a few bucks on gasoline, and everybody want to save money, right? I went to the laundromat yesterday. I washed all my clothes. I washed my laundry. I washed my blanket. I washed the stuff that I had when I was at the shelter. Because when I was at the shelter, I had my own linens and everything. I had my own bed sheets and everything. So I always use my own stuff. So I was like, well, let me wash this stuff since I'm no longer there. Let me wash everything, make everything new. I don't know where am I? Oh, it must be all the way in the back. I hate when I have stuff all the way in the back of my car because that means I need to go back there and get it. Ah, that sucks. I gotta get back there and get what I need to get. I'll put this in here. I swear my car looks like a closet that I would have at home. It just has all my stuff in it. And of course, what I'm looking for is not in here either. Of course not. And being like this in the summertime, it sucks in the summer because you got the mosquitoes biting you. I mean, this lifestyle is not ideal anytime, but in the summertime, it is a little easier to live in your car, or to be homeless in the summer. It's a little bit easier. But in the wintertime, honey, it's harder. When it's cold, it's harder. It's very much harder. Nobody wants to be out here in the cold, but sometimes just like you don't have a choice. So in my situation, I don't have a choice. When you don't have a choice, you got to do what you can do to, you know, make it better for yourself. Everything's not always like a bad thing. You know what I mean? It's a sucky situation, but I'm taking everything in stride. Taking it all in stride, doing what I gotta do to get where I gotta get. Because I know better days are ahead of me. Because I'm doing good. I'm doing good for myself being in this situation. I'm positive every day. I don't understand why they would call cops on people just trying to survive, unless the people are going crazy in the parking lot. Why bother them? Yeah, I got stopped by a cop like in the summertime when I had stayed in my car. One night I was so tired. It was like 3 something in the morning, 4 something in the morning. Mind you, I had to go to work the next day. I was exhausted. So I was like, I don't care if the cops stop me tonight or whatever. So I kind of did something stupid. I kind of stayed inside this parking lot of this place. It wasn't a Walmart or anything, but it was like a place that there was like no cars. I was so tired, I didn't even care. So I had stopped my car and parked in there, and boom, I'm asleep in the car. It was probably like 2 hours in. I'm knocked out. It's in the middle of the summertime, so it's hot. But I had to keep all my windows up in my car for my safety. I couldn't even keep the windows cracked because in the summertime, if you're in your car, when the mosquitoes find you, those mosquitoes are going to be biting you all night long. So I was like, I'm so tired. I'm exhausted. I got to stop somewhere and I got to sleep. You know, when you got to sleep, you just got to sleep. You don't care where you stop at. You just going to sleep. So I was like, it was like 3, 4 something in the morning. I said, I got to get some rest because I have to go to work in the morning. So I was like, I don't care what happens. I don't care what happens. I'm just going to stop and go right to sleep. Because, you know, when you're tired, your body's going to shut down and you just got to get the rest. Boom, boom. I get a knock on my window. It's a cop knocking on my door. It's like 4 something in the morning. And, you know, I get up very respectful to the cop. You know, I'm not one of those women that just go off on police asking them, why are you stopping me? Why? I said, hi, officer. How you doing? I wanted to ask you why you here at night. I said, well, I am homeless. I said, I'm being honest with you. I'm homeless. I don't have anywhere to go. He was like, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry you're going through this. He was like, is there anything I could do to help you? Like, is there any resources that you need where I could assist you with something? And I said, no, officer. I said, I'm going to be going to a shelter soon. You know, I'm telling him a whole bunch of stuff that I was lying. I said, no, I'm going to the shelter tomorrow. That's what I told the cop. So he can leave me alone or whatever. But he was very nice. He was a nice cop. He didn't say anything like, you can't be here. I'm going to tow your car. I'm going to give you a ticket. Like, he didn't do any of that. He was nice and he left me alone. And he did see that. He was looking in the car, right? So he saw that I didn't have no pants on. So he was like, why do you have your pants off? I said, well, it's hot in here. It's like 90 degrees outside. So it's definitely hot inside of a car. So he was like, oh, okay, I understand. He was like, well, have a good, safe night. And that's all he said to me. Like, I'm always okay with cops. Like, I don't ask them why they're stopping me because I know why you're stopping me. You're stopping me because I'm in a parking lot in the middle of the night. But I'm sure they see that a lot now. They see that a lot with homelessness. They see people all over the place homeless. So, and I guess it depends on how we speak to them and how we deal with the cops. You know, I'm not giving them no attitude. You know, I know I'm not supposed to be in no parking lot overnight. But see, you know, some cops are not going to be so nice. So, he was nice. He ain't bothered me. He didn't tell me I had to leave. He didn't tell me none of that. So I was okay with everything. And he was nice. And he seemed like he was being, like he cared. You know what I mean? Who deleted the message I said about you blowing up? I don't know. I didn't delete anything. Nobody deleted anything because I don't have any moderation. I don't have any mods, so I don't know who deleted something. No one really can delete because I don't have any moderators. Yeah, they see it more and more for sure. And some cops that are like bullies, they would probably be really mean to a homeless person. I think someone like me, like I'm homeless, but I'm not homeless that I'm not your average homeless person. Like when people think of homeless, they think of someone walking around looking like they haven't had a shower in a year. They look really, their skin is turning brown because they've been out in the streets, and they just look dirty and they look dingy and they look homeless. Their clothes are hanging off. You see homeless people like that sometimes. Like every now and again, you'll see a homeless person that smells bad. But now the homeless people look different. Homeless people look like the average person that you go to work and sit next to every day. Like nobody at my job knows that I'm homeless. Like if you see me at a grocery store, you wouldn't think I was homeless. Now, if you looked in my car, you'd probably be thinking, oh, she looked like she may be living in her car, whatever. And I try to keep my car tidy just so people don't look in and think that, I'm homeless. I don't care what a person that just passes me in the grocery store thinks about me. I don't care what they're thinking or what they assume. Oh, they may think I'm homeless. I don't want them to think that. I don't care what they think. As long as people at my job is not catching on to my situation, because I don't go to work and I don't talk about it. I stay to myself. Yes, I do talk about it on social media, but what are the chances of someone at my job finding my YouTube channel? I'm not saying it would never happen, but what are the chances? Unless I go viral, that is probably the only way that most people will find me on YouTube. YouTube, I could just get organic traffic, people that just somehow find me on like a live stream or something. Or unless maybe somebody at my job is looking up homelessness and they happen to find me, they find a video. But when you look up homeless in YouTube, my face is not the first thing that shows up. So I don't think that I'm going to have a problem with anybody at my job finding out. I'm not going to say that they wouldn't find out, but even if they did, I don't care. They're never going to ask me to my face, hey, are you homeless? Or is this what you're going through right now? Some people are not going to ask because they don't know how it's the job. They might talk in the little, break room about me, but they're not going to say anything to my face. Yeah, homeless people look like everyday working people. Because a lot of homeless people work jobs. It is so many people out here that sleep in their car when they leave their work at night. You just don't know. You just don't know who they are because they don't talk about it. So even with me, it's some people at the job. Some people I like and I talk to. People gossip. We laugh and cackle and kiki about certain things. But I would never tell not one soul at work my situation ever, because I know that they can't hold water. Sorry, y'all. I had to brush my teeth. I didn't want y'all to hear me doing that. I normally brush my teeth at like Planet Fitness or whatever, but I wanted to brush my teeth and then go to Wawa to get some coffee and then head over to the gym. So I didn't want y'all to hear me doing, I didn't want y'all to hear me brushing my teeth. But yeah, man, I don't let nobody at my job know anything. I don't care because I don't trust people at work. Nobody can hold water there. So don't ever tell your business to someone at the job, honey, because when you're not working with them, trust me, they'll be like, listen, don't say nothing to nobody. They'll say, don't say nothing. You be like, okay, yeah, I'm not gonna tell nobody. And as soon as I'm off work, they gonna be in there like, yo, can you believe she told me yesterday that she lives in her car? They gonna tell my business to somebody else. Nobody can hold water nowadays. And people always at the job, they always want to have something fresh to talk about. They want to hear the tea. They want to hear what's going on in people's lives because people are nosy. I don't go to my job and tell my business. They don't know if I'm married, single. I don't talk about my situation. I don't be in there talking about, oh, my relationship. And no, I just I just had a vacation. I took a almost 2 week vacation. I had a vacation that I started using my time. So I don't tell people, oh, this is what I'm doing. Like some people at the job are very vocal. They tell all their business. I'm like, well, I'm not that person. I try to stay real low key and real personal with my life because it's better to stay low key and personal. There's nothing wrong with being friendly, but I keep my business to myself. So, and I think they know it. So they don't really try me. They don't ask me certain things unless they got some balls. Like if they got balls to ask me things, they gonna ask. But not very many people that I work with got some balls. So if you got balls to ask me certain things, you got balls to get with the reaction that I'm gonna say, hey, you need to mind your business. That's none of your business. And most people, they wonder, but they'll never tell. I work around a whole bunch of dumb people, like a whole bunch of freaking idiots I work with. And I try to keep myself low key. I put on the fake smiles because that's what they want to see. So, child, I don't be paying these people no freaking mind, honey. Paying these people no mind, baby. I wish my job had an air fryer. That way I could probably get like a piece of salmon from the store and put it in the air fryer. Because when you out here on the streets and stuff, you find yourself eating a lot of like fast food stuff. What did I have yesterday? I forget. But yeah, man, that's another reason why I want to become stable. I want to get stable again and have my own place because I need to, eat some good meals, some flavorful, good meals with some vegetables and all the things that I need for my body to keep going. All the vegetables and the vitamins and everything that I need. I wanna go back to like that. I wanna go back to eating whole foods. Cause when you out here on these streets, man, a lot of the time you're not gonna be able to eat a lot of whole foods all the time, So I did my teeth brushing and now I'm gonna go to Wawa. And I'm out of here. There's a lot of people in their car this morning, honey. But I'm not saying all the people that's in their car are homeless. These are probably people that's working. But for the most part, yeah, kicked me out before the Thanksgiving holiday, honey. They knew what they was doing. They was like, no, she's not benefiting this program. We don't need her here. Get her ass out of here. And it was messed up how they did it, man. They was just so wicked. Wicked witches of the West. That's what I call them. Wicked bitches of the West. But hey, somebody was like, oh, she did you a favor. I was like, I guess she did, I guess she did. I guess she did me a favor, huh? It didn't feel like she was doing me a favor when it happened because I was freaking pissed off, I need to get some gas too. And see, when I was in the shelter, I would have to travel like an hour to get out here to get closer to my job. But now, since I'm like not at the shelter anymore, I'm closer to my job. I can save some money. I can save some money on gas because I'm just going to stay local. Like people that are homeless, they're going to stick close to wherever they work at. They're going to stick close to their job because you can save money and, all these things. So, and somebody was like, well, you can go to a Wawa to hang out there. I don't think Wawa is a great place for a homeless person to be because people in Wawa, they're going to notice you. Because people that work overnight, everybody knows what the overnight cars are. Oh, that's Johnny's car. That's Kathleen's car. So when you're at Wawa and you don't work there, they're going to be looking like, and Wawa be having cameras, so So I wouldn't say that Wawa is a good place to sleep in your car. I wouldn't say that. But one night I did sleep at Wawa. I think it was in the summertime, and I had a flat tire when I had my other hoopty. I call it my hoopty. That's good that you have a car. When you have a car, it makes everything a lot easier. I think it was a day after Halloween. I'm 2 weeks behind rent. I might join you soon. Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But if you have a car, it makes everything different. And if you have a job, it makes it a lot easier. This lifestyle is easier when you have a job and you have a car. But if you don't have a job or a car, if you're gonna be homeless, you're gonna be struggling. You're gonna have a rough way to go. I can say that, you know. Or simple, or better yet, if you have support from family members, that makes everything a lot easier too. But if you have a car and a job, and you know, if you have savings, if you have a savings saved up, that makes the situation a lot easier too. But some people don't have savings. Like me, I went through my savings. When I first became homeless, I did have a little savings saved up. But when I started living in hotel rooms, that savings slowly started to dwindle. That savings disappeared when I was having to pay for these hotel rooms every week. So I went through my savings with that. So, and I had a nice bit of money saved up, but when you have to pay a hotel fee and still have to pay, you know, my savings just completely went away. And that's when I had to really like hunker down and go into a homeless shelter and stuff like that, because I went through my savings completely. Because when you have savings and stuff, you're supposed to be putting money in the savings to keep that savings there. But when you're not putting money into the savings, that's when I went broke. And I was like, well, it's either I'm going to have to give up my car payment or give up my car and keep the hotel. And I was like, no, I got to keep my car. It doesn't make sense to keep the hotel, because if I stay in the hotel, I'm going to have to give up my car. And if I give up my car, I can't get to work. So it doesn't make sense. It's better for me to just keep my car and continue to pay the car payment. That way I'm able to get around. So I had a lot of choices and things that I had to make, a lot of things that I had to decide between. Am I going to keep the car or am I going to keep the hotel? I decided to keep my car, because I can't give up my car. I can never give this car up, because I need it to get around, to get to work, and, you know, to get to the money. People are so freaking weird. So strange. People start early too. I'm trying to find my wallet so I can go in here and get me a coffee. I'm trying to go get me a coffee, but I don't even know where my wallet is, child. I be having stuff all over the place. I don't know where nothing is. Things be all over the place. I don't know where anything is. I don't know where my wallet's. I'm just looking for my wallet. I'm gonna go get this good coffee that they have in Wawa. They have like this they have this this holiday coffee in there. It's pretty good. I had that yesterday. I'm gonna go get that, and then I'm gonna go to the gym. And the gym is literally like right next door to me, so I'm just trying to find my wallet with my money in it, but I can't find it. I cannot find my wallet. God, I'll be having stuff all over the place for sure. My life just be... And sometimes when I go to work, that's a form of housing for me. At least I don't have to worry about like being out in the cold for 8 hours. You know what I mean? Having a job helps too. When you're homeless, that job place, it'd be a fortress for you. I'd be like, oh, I gotta go to work. Yay. You know, I can get out of these elements. You know what I'm saying? Get out of the elements of being in the cold all day. Because if you don't have a job and you homeless and you don't have a job, you have to be out in the streets all day. Find something what you gonna do with your day? What you gonna do with your time? You know what I mean? So, having a job has so many different benefits. You know what I mean? I don't know where my wallet is. Oh my God. Where are you, wallets? Where have you gone? Where have you gone, my wallets? Did I get robbed last night in my sleep? Did someone rob me in my sleep and I don't know, and I'm not aware? I'm not aware of the robbery. I did go to the damn laundromat yesterday, but I should have some money in my car to be able to just pay for this damn coffee with some change. You know, back in the day, you could pay for coffee with like $1 or something. Now, child, the coffee I get be like $2.55 for a 16 ounce coffee. It's expensive. I thought I had some change in here, but I don't have enough. I don't know where my wallet is, y'all. Where are you, wallet? I think somebody robbed me in my sleep. Somebody got in my car. I didn't hear them even get in, and they just took my wallet. I don't know where it's at. Maybe it's in here. Maybe it's in here. But yeah, man, I'm wide awake. I know at work I'm going to crash out later and just be super tired. I know I'm going to be at work like, oh my God, I'm so tired. I'm going to crash out later because... But I usually start my day every day at like 4:30. Before 4:30 and 5, I would leave the shelter at like 5 o'clock in the morning. So, and I like to start my day early to be out of people's way. I don't like to be at Wawa when there's like 50,000 cars out here. I like to be out of the way. So me starting early is amazing for me. So I found my wallet. I'm gonna keep the phone running while I go in Wawa and go get me some coffee. The price of everything is just going up. It's crazy. Wawa coffee will wake you up for sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of already woke, to be honest. So this morning thing is just in me. You know, I've always been a morning person. Even when I had my apartment, man, I used to get up at like early in the morning to start my day, go to the gym, work out. I used to do a lot of exercises, like walking out into my community, like wherever I lived, I would go do exercises out there and everything. So I've always kind of been like an early bird. It's kind of in my blood to get up early because I don't want to be in people's way. I don't like being around a lot of people, a lot of crowds and all that stuff. So I'm kind of like a stay out the way kind of person. Like, I'm out the way. I don't like to be around in the midst of a lot of people, in the midst of a lot of traffic. Like, I want to be out the way. And when I pass Wawa's and it be like 50,000 cars out there, I don't like the rush. You know what I mean? I don't like the rush. And I'm more so like the kind of person like, oh man, I hope I don't run into anybody in there. Like, I hope nobody that knows me comes in here. Because some people you run into and they want to talk and do all this stuff. I'm like, I don't want to do all that talking. But it's nice to meet you. It's like, I'll see y'all later. I'm going to go get some coffee and I'll be back, okay? I'll be back. She's out here for something in the morning. Now, why I look like I'm in Walmart? Why I look like I saw my niece? It's crazy because my niece, the niece that I live with, she ended up putting me out. It looked just like her, but she looked like a lighter skin. She looked like she was a little bit lighter skin. So I don't know if it was her, but the way her body was, it looked like it was her. It looked just like her. And she lived like right around the corner from this Wawa, so, but she's never. But I'm gonna drive over here and be a little messy. I'm not gonna say anything to her, but I'm gonna see if that's her car. Cause it looked just like her. It looked like her, but then it don't look like her. So I don't know, child. But if it was her, she's going, so. I don't know if it was her. No, it doesn't look, no. Yeah, it's not her. I'm trying to look and see if I see her car. Because I was like, yo, that look like my niece. But if it was her, I wouldn't have said nothing to her. I would have just ignored her like she didn't exist. I ain't saying nothing to her, honey. We going on with our life. We ain't sitting around here worrying about what somebody did to us. We're not living in the past, honey. We're not living in the past. We're not living in the past. We look forward to the future. We not live no past. We not live no past. We continue to keep moving forward, honey. We're not worrying about people. Oh, she did this to me. No, I did it to myself by moving in with the heifer. So, I can't live with people. Unless it's your husband or your partner. And sometimes even that's crazy. Unless it's your husband, your wife, or your partner. But even when you live with your husband, your wife, or your partner, even that could be crazy. So I keep laughing to people. I'm like, yo, I'm so glad my homelessness was not due to like a man, like a situation. Like a lot of the women was in the shelter because like, look, there's literally no gas pumps that's open right now. Like what the heck is going on? There's no gas pumps open. There's like only two, and they got cones on the rest of them. Like, where can I get the gas, buddy? I gotta stand behind this damn lady's car. I know that one's open. Okay, I can use this one. Child, it's cold out here now, and it's gonna get colder once that winter hit. It's over. It's over for y'all. It's not over for y'all. It's over for me. But like I said, I got the option of going into a shelter. I'm going to call this other shelter that I called and did like an intake. I'm going to call them today and be like, what's the status of my or what? They probably going to be the same way. Like, you can't stay here long. They probably going to say the same thing. Good morning. How are you? Good morning. Just fill it up regular, please. Like your hair. I like your hair. Oh, thank you. Looks nice. This guy got these dreads. Not your typical dreads that you would see. A lot of people have dreads that are like, pretty cleaned up. He got some that's kind of a little bit on the messy side, but they still look nice. They still look nice. What you doing today, Joe Jat? You getting ready for work? Things that were 50 cents are now $1.50. Yeah. Yeah, eventually ain't gonna be no such thing as $1. I mean, I guess they always gonna have to have the dollar, but it's a mess out here, child. But we gotta navigate it and do or die, you know what I mean? I know one thing, I want my apartment back and I want to go back into living in a home. I want to go back to that. So I got to work hard to get to that. I got to work hard to get to it. And that's the end of the story. You know what I mean? Nothing else I can do. Nobody's going to save me. And I'm not expecting nobody to save me, but it's definitely hard. I'm not expecting anyone to save me or whatever, but I gotta just do what I gotta do. I gotta get it out of the mud. That's what they call it, getting it out the mud. I gotta get it out of the mud. And like while I'm getting it out the mud, guess what? Guess what I'm gonna be doing? I'm gonna be vlogging my life. Vlogging my life and talking about my situation. I'm not embarrassed, y'all. I'm not embarrassed. I'm gonna talk about it, baby. I'm gonna talk about it till the cows come home. Some people come here and be like, yo, you talk too much and nobody wants to hear this. You know the trolls, right? And the trolls be cracking me up because sometimes I block them. When they start calling me the N-word and all that, I be blocking them. And sometimes I even let them hang around. But, man, I don't care about them damn trolls. Trash. I have a receipt, too, when you get done. Thank you. You have a good day. You as well. Thank you. I like nice and respectful people. I can't stand disrespectful, loudmouth people. I like when I run into, like, even at my job, when I'm dealing with a customer and they're nice and very... I love that. Because you don't run into that a lot in the world. Some people are just, like, mean and nasty and just disgusting attitudes. And, like a lot of them bitches that was at the shelter are nasty. Like, you would just go in the office and ask them for something, like, one time I asked a lady, because you would have to ask the shelter if you wanted to stay out overnight. Because a lot of people stay out overnight. Like, they have families or, they want to stay overnight with their man or whatever. But I'm figuring if you in a shelter and you got a man, girl, he ain't your man. If you in here and you got to go stay at his place, like, why ain't he helping you? But some of the girls go and hang out, right? They'll say, oh, can I stay away for the weekend? So you would have to ask the staff if you could stay away for the weekend. You can't just stay out because they'll take your bed and say, hey, you didn't ask us, so we have to let you go. But, they find any little reason to let you go. So one night, I did stay out one time. One night I had to work in another state. I had to go work in Delaware. My job has, like, places all in different states, a few different states they have. So I was like, oh, I'm going to get some overtime. And so I called the shelter one night and I asked her if I could stay out overnight. And it was only one night. I said, can I stay out tonight? I got something like that I'm doing with my job, making some overtime or whatever. So I called her on the phone and she was just so nasty. Like I said, how you doing? Who's this? I'm asking who am I speaking to? And she said her name, but she was really nasty the way she said it. And I'm like, well, gosh darn it, what's up with your life? Were you miserable or something? Oh, this coffee is nice. This is a coffee blend, and I forgot to get the blend, but shoot, I like this, girl. So this coffee got me up. So I'm about to go run that treadmill like I'm a bald eagle flying in the sky, huh? I'm gonna be like a bald eagle gliding, or maybe a wolf in the wolf pack, just running through the tundra. I got my gasoline in me now. I had to get gas. I got gas and I got some coffee. And here we go. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario? What y'all know about that? So what's the scenario? And I don't even have my Apple Watch charged, but that's okay. I'm gonna have it charged tomorrow. I usually like to have my Apple Watch on me, but that's okay. We're gonna have it charged tomorrow. And the only thing I gotta do is go in the gym and get dressed, put on my dress, my outfit, and go do. I do stay in here for about an hour and a half, maybe. Like I said, I don't have nowhere to go until So, child, when you homeless too, the gym is a place you can hang out at. You can hang out at the gym. You can hang out at the library. Of course, you can hang out in like Walmarts or whatever. But when you're in Walmart, if you hanging out a little too much, they're gonna be like, "Is she trying to steal something?" So, certain places I wouldn't recommend someone hanging out in. But if you are homeless, Wawa, not Wawa, good places that you can hang out when it's cold and stuff like that, and you don't want to stay in your car. You can hang out at libraries. Libraries are always available, like Monday through Friday. Um, you can hang out at the gym. Basically, just put it mat down and act like you're doing yoga stretches or whatever. I don't stay in the gym too long because sometimes the gym be just filled with so many people. So I just do my exercise and I try to get out. But if you need somewhere to kind of get out of the snow, and if it gets like really cold and you might have the day off, you can go into a Planet Fitness. You can go to a library. They have, certain states have casinos. You can go into the casinos, put a few pennies in there and act like there's things that you can do being a homeless person. That depends on what kind of homeless person you are. So if you're a homeless person in the streets and you smell bad, most of the businesses they're gonna try to put you out. But if you're a homeless person that can't be detected, I'm like an undetectable homeless person, so nobody really knows my tea. Now, if they look in my car, they're gonna be like, "Oh, it's either she probably doing her dirty laundry or something like that." And not that I care about what a passerby may say about me. I don't really care what someone that's passing by is gonna say. Oh, she must be homeless. Like, you think I care about what a stranger is saying to me? I can't stand rude people. Yeah, me neither, man. And you go into places like Walmart, a lot of those girls in there or whoever, they'll be looking at you like, "What do you want? What are you doing in here? Like, I'm trying to buy something. Excuse me, do you mind helping me ring this up? This is your job, isn't it?" And then when you get nasty back with the people, then they flip the whole thing back around on you like you were the one that was being nasty. I'm just literally coming in here to try to buy a product. This is why I don't really spend money too much, because I don't go into Walmart unless I really need something. Or I go to Walmart when I know they about to open. Most people run to Walmart and run to places when they know they about to open, but sometimes you can't. You're not able to get there when they about to open. But I can't stand ignorant people. And I work in customer care, so I get nasty customers all the time, of all races. So, and I don't understand why, if someone's trying to help you with something, I'm trying to help you with a payment, I'm trying to help you get this, I'm trying to help you get that. People are rude and ignorant. I had some rude people last week at work. That nasty lady, she threatened to call corporate. Of course, she like, "What's your name?" I said, "Well, this is my name." I gave her my name. I said, "Sis, listen. And I didn't say it to her, but she was yelling and screaming so bad on the other side of that line. I just had to put the phone down. "Sis, scream and yell to your damn self, because I ain't trying to hear it. Screening." And I wanted the girl that came in is another girl that came in at 1:00 because I was getting off at 5 that day. So I was telling her, I said, "Yo, this crazy broad was screaming like a 2-year-old. What adult gets upset and screams and have a fit like a 2-year-old? Who does that?" But what I wanted to tell her on that line, I said, I told the girl when she came in, I said, "Man, I wanted to say, bitch, fuck you," and hang up the phone. You know what I mean? But I can't carry myself in that light when it comes to them dumb customers that want to act like you said. This lady was kicking and screaming like a freaking 2-year-old girl. She was like, "I'm going corporate." I'm like, "Girl, call corporate. No one can. Bye." I didn't do anything wrong, so she just got mad at me because she wanted to speak to like the big dog manager. She wanted to speak to the big dog. So I was like, she was asking for his email. And I was just like, I know for a fact of all my years of working, you do not give a customer the big dog's email address. You just don't do that. So I was like, I could take a message and I can email him so he could call you. I can do that. I said, "Would you like his, would you like me, can I have your email and your name and your number?" She didn't want to give me anything. So she ended up hanging up or whatever. But I was nice as pie to her because most of the conversation, I'm not going to sit here and hear you scream in my ear, sis. I'm going to pause and let you act like a jackhammer. Let you act like a jackhammer. And then I wanted to hang up on you and say, "F you, you fucking bitch." That's what I wanted to say to you. But, I can't. I got to carry myself in a certain light. I must always remain professional. But yeah, that lady, girl, child, I wanted to cuss that bitch out. I said, "Fuck you, you fat bitch." I'm like, "You sound like a fat bitch." Some people over the phone sound fat. I said, "You sound like a fat bitch." "You sound like an overweight bitch." Child, people be crazy, man. I'm just trying to help you. I'm being nice as pie. When they get real nasty, I get even nicer. Because they really hate that. They hate that you're not stooping down to their little childish level. They be, I mean, this lady was kicking and screaming like a 2-year-old. When mommy took my toy. I can't get what I want. Mommy took my toy. Like a little kid at a daycare having a fit. I want my mommy. That's what this lady was doing to me on the phone. And I was like, sis, listen. I wanted to call you all kind of fat bitches. Fat old bitch. But you know, she was a privileged one. She was one of those privileges. But I said, sis, listen, you're not going to get far with me because I'm not going to give you my boss's email. That's not going to happen. Because once you get the email, every time somebody pisses you off, you're going to be emailing him. And that's his job to oversee and to listen to the customers and stuff like that. But if I would have gave you his email, they probably would have came out and tried to fire me. Like, you never give the email to your boss to nobody. So, yeah. I was ready to call her all kind of bitches and drag her on that phone. But, you know, I had to keep my job. I got to keep my composure, baby. But I told the girl when she was coming in or whatever, this girl that worked with me, I was like, girl, this lady was doing everything but cussing me out. She was nice. She wasn't nice, but she wasn't cursing me out or anything. But she was rude, you know what I mean? She was very nasty, but she didn't say not one curse word. Some people can be really nasty and they might not even say not one curse word, you know, but the ones that want to cuss you out and stuff, that's when I get up and say, hey, you want to speak? And I did offer her, I said, you want to speak to my manager? I do, you know, because my job, we have like a whole bunch of managers, just like a whole line of people. I said, do you want to speak to my supervisor? He is here, but he's actually busy right now. So I said, when he frees up, I said, I could have him call you back. She didn't even want that, so she hung up. She banged on me. I was like, oh, well, one less person I got to worry about and deal with, baby. I said, you enjoy your day. Well, she hung up on me from before I even said that. But she probably was recording me. You have to be careful when you working in customer service because sometimes they come up, they'll call up to the store and they want to start drama. And then they'll record the conversation. And then they'll say, look, she was nasty to me. Listen. So they'll put you on a record. So I was like watching my back. But of course, you know, when you're working with people, some people try to encourage you. Oh, no, that couldn't be me. Oh, no, that couldn't be me. I'm like, shut up. It could be you because you know you need your job. So stop acting like you was about to air this customer out. I just put the phone down and kindly let her vent to her damn self. So you yell at yourself, bitch. But she was like, the other girl I was working with, she was like, oh, no, that couldn't be me. Like, sis, it could be you because you know you need your money, right? I'm not stooping down to these customers' levels. Some of them really try to get you fired and get you hemmed up and stuff. It's all about how we respond to them. Some of these customers have video recorders. Oh, look how she responded back to me. Because, you know, they be saying the customers be right. The customers is right. Why is this customer upset? And then they threaten saying, oh, I will never shop with this person again. I'm like, so? Okay. It's a whole bunch of other people coming through the door right now. Damn, you got a sweet wisdom like that. Oh, thank you, Patrick. How are you today? Good morning. But yeah, I'm talking about my job right now. But I'm at the gym, so I'm trying to get myself dressed inside my car. So it's a lot of people pulling up. It's about 50 cars out here already. One thing people don't do is they don't play about their health. And I like to be around people that care about their health. You know what I'm saying? These people pulling up to the gym like a mob. But you know what I mean? I'm like, okay. People pulling up to the gym and it's like 6:30 or 5:30. Yeah, 5:30. Okay, get it in, baby. Because the gym is open at this Planet Fitness open at 5. And then on the weekends, Planet Fitness open at 7, which I didn't even realize that. I was like, 7? Oh. They used to be 24 hours. But not anymore. Not 24 hours anymore. I wish they were still 24, but they're not. They're not. I'm having a meltdown. I'm having a meltdown. It's going to be a fabulous day. Speaking into existence for yourself. Speak it into existence. It's going to be a wonderful day, guys. Isn't it? Isn't it going to be a wonderful day? I went to the laundromat yesterday, washed my clothes. I'm feeling real brand new, you know. I'm feeling real brand new. I had to go to the laundromat and wash my clothes because I'm going back to work today, y'all. Going back to that old dump. I'm not going to call my work a dump. I actually like my job. I like what I'm doing. I just don't like a lot of the people that I have to work around, you know, spend my time around more, spend 9 hours, like 8 hours a day around a lot of people. And some people at work be thinking that they're like smart and they're really not. And sometimes the job be getting on my damn nerves, but I'm gonna always be there though. I'm gonna be at work now. You ain't gonna catch me not at work. I'm gonna be there. I need my money. Good morning. Gym aren't 24/7, and you no, they used to be 24/7, Drizzy. Before COVID. After COVID, man, they stopped that 24/7 thing, and I hate the fact that they did that. I don't like that at all. They really need to come back and change that analogy, because that's not cool. Because, you know, sometimes when I was in my apartment, I would if I was like, sometimes I would have like anxiety attacks or something in the middle of the night, and then I would be like having to get up and walk around. I would have to get up and just pace myself, because sometimes I have anxiety attacks, or what do they call, whatever, anxiety attacks, or and I would have to get up, and I feel like fight or flight, like I feel like I need to go running or something, like to walk this off. So I would have bad anxiety attacks, or what's the other word, anxiety attacks, or I forget what they call it, but I would have a crazy anxiety attack. And sometimes I would get up in the middle of the night when I had my apartment, and I would go out and go exercise. I would go to the gym when Planet Fitness was open 24/7. You have access to a gym. And I had, before I even went to Planet Fitness, started at Planet Fitness, there was another gym that was open, and it was open 24 hours. And I was so happy, like, damn, I could go to the gym. I could go sit in a sauna. Nobody's bothering me. Most people are asleep at this time. So I love the 24 hours. They do have a, I think they do have like a 24-hour fitness somewhere in like the higher end neighborhoods. And those type of gyms, your monthly payment for those type of gyms could be like $50, $60, $70, $80 a month. And I was at a high-end gym one time before, and people were like, you pay $60 for that gym? I said, yeah, but they have all the amenities. They have a pool, they have a sauna, they have a jacuzzi. Like, you have to pay for the things that you want in life. You know what I'm saying? If you want the amenities, you're going to pay for it. They're not going to give it to you for free. Planet Fitness don't have all that, but, you know, Planet Fitness they have the black card, and I just recently upgraded. I recently upgraded to the black card, which is now like $20-something, which is, it's worth it. And they have like the massage chairs, and I used the massage chair the other day. And I'm like, shoot, since I'm homeless and sometimes I don't be having nothing to do, let me go sit my black ass in a massage chair and let the little fake massage chair massage my body. And it's okay. I mean, it's nothing like a real massage, but it's something, you know. So I had upgraded since I've been homeless. I said, let me upgrade my Planet Fitness thing. And I'm also thinking about going back to my other gym. I'm just the type of person, I have to constantly have change. Like, I like to have change because I get bored, you know what I'm saying? I get bored with the same old. And with Planet Fitness, I'm a little bored with them right now. Because it's like the same old machines. I'm like, okay, I need a little more. Like, you know, I want to pull. I want to get my bathing suit on and get in the water. You know what I mean? That's the type of woman I am. I want to do different stuff. So Planet Fitness, they don't have all that. Because, you know, for $20, they're not going to have a pool here. Which I understand. But my other gym, I used to pay $60 a month. They had the pool. They had the sauna. They had... You could go swimming, and they had a regular pool, then they had a heated pool, then they had the jacuzzi, they had a sauna. You can get into a sauna. It wasn't a sauna, it was like a shower, like a misty shower. I like that. When you're getting off work, a real tough day, you go to the gym where there's not really a lot of people in there, and you can have like a full spa day for yourself. Take a nice shower, go into the you know, of course, make sure you have on your flip-flops. Used to take a shower. I take advantage of all the amenities of these gyms, okay? You think I'm going to be barely at the gym when I'm paying for it? Nope. You know, people are flooding this place, and I'm just taking my time. Because I'm not in a rush. I am not in a rush, baby. But people flood the gyms. And there's no amenities here. The only thing they have at Planet Fitness is, I think they have like a tanning thing, which I don't need that. But they do have they have the massage chairs. They have the one that you can sit on the chair, and then they have one that you can actually lay down. So I think when I get done working out today, I'm gonna get on that. I think they give it to you for like 15 or 20 minutes. And I do believe that you can still like sign up for it if you want to try it again and nobody's in line, that you could do it again. So But I have been taking part in that because it's only like $20 a month. So you might as well, right? Take advantage of it, girl. Take advantage of whatever you can take advantage of. It's not even taking advantage. Get what you pay for. So I'm going to get my money's worth, baby. I'm going to get my money's worth. But I've been talking a lot. I know, y'all. I know. They tell me I talk too much. But what am I supposed to do? Not talk? What am I supposed to do? Not talk? I don't feel like... Okay, I found my other hot gloves. But I feel like something in here is like heating up. So I don't know if these hot gloves, if I can reuse them. I have to find out. If I can reuse them, I need to reuse these bad boys because they're not cheap, especially if you have to buy them a lot. And I'm not really trying to buy these hot gloves a lot. I'm really trying to get into a shelter so I don't even have to be in my car. Because again, I don't like being in my car if I don't have to be. So, and wherever this new shelter is going to be at, so I'm going to be skeptical because I'm like, I'm skeptical about where I park my car at. And you know what I'm saying? I'm skeptical about all of that. I don't want my car getting damaged, or I don't want nobody trying to steal my car. But hey, I guess that's what full coverage insurance is for, right? But you don't want your car stolen, and you don't want your stuff getting stolen, and you don't want to have to replace like stuff. So some things, if I go into a shelter, some things I make sure I have on me, like my wallet, my driver's license. I make sure I keep my credit cards like on my body. But some things I keep in the car what I don't mind someone stealing. So if someone steals something out of my car or breaks in and tries to rob my car when I'm sleeping at the shelter, at least they're not getting like my credit cards and all that important stuff. The only thing they're going to be stealing in this car is maybe the car, a few pieces of clothing, maybe a pair of sneakers, but it's nothing in here of any value. So, but I don't want nobody stealing my stuff, but push come to shove, at least you don't take my wallet, I'm cool. I got full coverage insurance. That's what I'm paying for it for. And full coverage insurance is not cheap. So, hey, I can get a replacement. If you stole my car, I'll just go get me another one. But, nobody wants their stuff stolen. So that's the fact of the matter. You know what I mean? The fact of the matter is nobody wants to go through someone stealing their car or breaking into their car or whatever. But you break into here, baby, you're not going to get much. Okay? You're not getting much. Not much you're going to find in here. Because my wallet and stuff, baby, I'm always going to keep that on myself. So, I think you guys have heard enough of me yapping, huh? Oh, this thing, it must be my heat and my socks are on fire right now because those, I don't know, I hope these things don't start a fire. I got to find out if I could reuse these things. Because if I can, I'm going to use these again tonight. Because they're on fire right now. Like, it would be perfect for me to still be asleep right now because these hot hands, they're still on fire. Like, it's really hot right now. They're still hot, but I'm about to go into the gym, so I don't need them now. But I'm going to see if I can reuse them because they're going to be costing some money. They're going to be expensive. Like, I can't keep buying those things. That's why I need to go into another shelter so I don't have to worry about it. But I believe that I'll be able to get into the new shelter. So hopefully I'm going to make some phone calls today. And hopefully tonight I'll be able to, after work, go there. So that's going to be something I'm going to be looking into throughout the day. I'm going to make some phone calls to see if I can get into a shelter. Because, child, being out in the cold in the car is not for the weak of heart. That is not something that I want to continue to do. I do it if I have to, but I'm not in my car because I want to be. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. Good morning, everybody. Thank you guys for being here. God's will be done. Good morning. I had to wake up from my sleep and random man came into my fortified. It came into your fortified? What's that mean? You mean someone came into your home? Let's go. It's 24/7 here. And what's NZ? Is that Arizona? Gym should be gym should never be shut. Yeah, I know it should be open. And this for people that like suffer with anxiety or depression. Some people go and work out when they feel that way. And they feel like, working out and having access. Because when I used to have my anxiety attacks or panic attacks or whatever, I would get into fight or flight mode. I would feel really scared. I would feel like someone is like chasing me. And I don't have those episodes all the time, like every so often. And the first thing I start doing when I have those episodes, I start praying. I start praying because I know it's an attack on my, it's an attack on me. But I start praying, and with prayer, it subsides a bit. But nobody wants to be like, sometimes going to the gym was my thing. I said, I'm gonna go work out, because when I work out and exercise, I feel like a lot better about, the attacks. But it's the attack of the enemy, the attacks. That's how the enemy tries to attack me. So, and I identified that, and I was like, nope, we're not having this. We're not doing this. We binding the enemy that lies and waits. But for the most part, I really don't have panic attacks too often anymore. It seemed like I had them more when I was inside my apartment. In my opinion, I had them more when I was inside my apartment. It's not my opinion, it's a fact, but I had them more when I was inside my apartment. And I will always start going into prayer because I could feel it coming on my body. I could feel the attack coming on my body. I could feel it coming on. So I started, like, I would immediately get out of bed and start praying over myself and stuff. And it would subside, but then I would start like exercising, like doing some exercise and moving my body around just to shake it off. You know what I mean? But for some reason, I had them more when I was in my apartment. This is supposed to get the sun is rising a little bit. Good morning. Wake up from my sleep. But yeah, guys, I'm about to stop this live stream. I'm gonna go, and you guys have an awesome day. Okay, I'll talk to y'all later. Maybe when I get out of the gym, I will do, maybe I can get another live stream in before I go to work today. But I am going to be making some phone calls and trying to see what options I have. I might take a shower today in the gym too, so I might as well bring that in there. Take me a quick shower. And that's the thing about the Planet Fitness child. Take advantage of all of it. I take them showers be nice and hot too. What? Them nice hot showers. You got to take advantage of it. Pay for what you utilize what you're paying for. And God will take care of the rest. God will take care of the rest. God has not forgot. I gotta find my I got so much stuff in my car, it's crazy. Where's my socks? I know I just had them. Where are you, socks? I know I just had you somewhere. Child, them things that fell. I'll be all over the place. I should have been inside this gym and got myself together, but I'm still pretty much ahead of the game, so I'm ahead of the game, honey. Oh, here go my stuff. No, that's not it. But I'm ahead of the game, so I'm not running behind. I got good time. I don't have to be to work until this afternoon, so I have plenty of hours to do a slow exercise, do a slow stretch. I'm taking my charger in with me because my phone is like dying. Every time I do a live stream, it just eats up so much of my battery. So, but I'm here now. But I'll talk to you guys later, okay? You have a great day. And I'll probably do another live stream maybe before I go to work. If not, I'll do a live stream when I leave the job tonight. So you guys have a great day.